Alright guys, we're back. We're going to do another supplemental trailer tutorial. This time it's going to be based on more of basic backing maneuvers, and we're also going to use some of the stuff that we learned in the tight quarters trailer backing tutorial. And I'm also going to try and throw some tips in there that'll help you guys that have never done this kind of stuff before in real life, so that maybe you can actually start choosing to park your trailers instead of just choosing the quick drop option. Maybe it was too daunting before, it seemed like too much of a pain, or maybe it was too hard. I've seen some people even say it was impossible, but I'll be able to show you guys a couple little tips that, based on what direction you face your camera, you'll be able to get this trailer backed up. So just remember, if you can't stay in the cab and use your mirrors to back up, it's not the end of the world, okay? What I'm trying to do is get you away from just dropping the trailer with the first zero experience option, and try and get you to stretch your legs a little bit, spread your wings a little bit, and try to actually back these trailers up some. So, whatever method you use, try to use your mirrors, go to this third-person view like this. Whatever it is that you do doesn't matter, as long as you at least try and push the envelope a little bit and try to back these things up, okay? Now, what you'll notice here first, we got a full-on sleepered-up truck, one of the biggest ones we can get, and we're also pulling a 53-foot trailer. It's a pretty good-looking matching set of equipment, if I do say so myself. Shiny red truck, black and red trailer. Anyway, so how do we get out of here? We don't have very much headroom right there. I mean, if you look, we got maybe 16 feet, 20 feet tops. So naturally what we're going to do is we're going to cut the wheel this direction and try and drive out that way, right? Well, yeah, maybe. Nah. If you've watched the first trailer backing tutorial, you know we can easily, even with this trailer next to us, we can easily get out this direction, right? So normally I would be in first person view like this, but obviously that's going to be kind of hard to illustrate what I'm trying to show you guys, so we're pretty much going to stay in third person view the whole time. Anyway, let's get this show on the road. You guys know from the last video, if you watched it, the first thing we need to do is try and get our trailer as close to this fence as we can, because we need to get our trailer tandems past the kingpin, past where the trailer attaches to the truck on that blue trailer, okay? Because we need to be able to make it around it. So, first thing we're going to do is let's get up here as far as we can. We'll start cutting the wheel just a little bit. We're looking all right over there. Alright, now that we know we're going to clear that trailer, remember, it's all about the setup. What do we need to do to make sure we can clear all this? Well, we need to get around that trailer, but we also need to get as close to that blue building as we can to make the turn around this gray building. And then after that, we're going to need to be as close to the gray building as we can get to make the turn around the blue building, okay? So we might be able to drive this thing right out of here. We might need to be able to make a few reversing maneuvers. So we'll just play it by ear and see what we can do. But remember, the main thing that you want to do is set yourself up. So the first thing we need to do here is get as close to that yellow and blue trailer as we can, right? You guys remember how to do that. Get this thing nice and tight. Nice and jackknifed. Alright, now we're looking good on that trailer. I mean, on that gray building. But we're not looking so good as far as our setup's concerned on this blue building. Right? So let's make sure we get this trailer as tied up against this gray building as we can. You know, without hitting it, obviously. And we're in good shape. So we actually probably overcomplicated that even more than we needed to. And we get close here because we still got to get out of here, right? So everything you do is all about setting up for the next turn, and the next turn, and the next turn, and the next turn. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and switch to first person here, and we're going to get this load hauled. Alrighty, we're here. Now what are these guys going to require out of us? And more importantly, are we going to be able to deliver? Well, you're damn right we are. Okay. That's going to be pretty straightforward, but you know, since this is a more basic tutorial, we'll just see, we'll play it by ear and depend on how much we want to overcomplicate this. Okay. That's where they want it. Alright, let's switch views here so you can see. That's where we're going to put this puppy. And we have all freaking kinds of room. If we wanted to, we could pull straight and then back in. We could follow this set of tracks right in front of us to the left, up that direction we could back in. We got all kinds of options here. Why don't we cover all of them, okay? Now, let's just say this is my first time ever trying to back up a trailer, which could be many of you. Maybe you've tried and you're like, hell with it, it's too hard. Here's what I would do, okay? Now, you have seen the tutorial on whipping the truck the other direction, right? So what we mean is we're heading this way, right? And now as you can see, the camera kind of sucks for teaching this game, but you can see that the axles on the trailer are kind of in line already with the direction where we need to back the trailer up is facing. The parking area for the trailer is kind of pointed at the trailer axles right now, okay? So at this point, we don't want to get the trailer too far forwards or backwards. We want to try and do this in the least amount of space possible, right? Now, that's not too bad of an angle right there. See how I whipped the truck the other direction and it kind of set us up to back in there, right? Now, if you have no idea what you're doing, point your camera at your truck, okay? And whether you're using a keyboard or a controller or a steering wheel or whatever, as long as you are facing your truck like this, if you turn your steering wheel to the right, the back of the trailer will go to the right as you're backing up. If you turn your steering wheel to the left, or you point your keyboard to the left, or your mouse, or whatever you're using, as long as you're in this camera view and you're going backwards, it will go to the left. Okay, so you know what? I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's go ahead and straighten this trailer out. Alright, now watch this. I'm turning my wheel to the right. And the back of the trailer is going to go to the right. See that? Now I'm straightening them up. Okay? Now watch this. And I'm telling you, it doesn't matter what controller you're using, this will work. Alright, we're straight again. Now I'm going to turn my steering wheel to the left. And there it goes. Back of the trailer is going to the left. See? So as long as you're facing the truck this direction, then whatever way you tell your controller to go is the direction the trailer is going to go. Okay? So it's almost impossible to make it more foolproof than that. So what we're going to do here is we're going to pull up straight. They want it there? Let's put it there. Now, before we do it, since we have a ton of room here, but you're not always going to have a ton of room. What you want to do, since you want to keep your trailer tires whichever direction you're backing, see how we're coming from where the bulldozer is, and we're heading towards those drums there, those barrels, and then we're going in there. Since we're backing up that direction, we want to keep our trailer tires as close to that as we can get, because the closer we are to that, the more room we're going to have for our truck, which is basically what's pushing the trailer around. Okay, so we want to get over there as close as we can. Okay. Now what I've done here is, well, actually, okay, is we already need to have some angle in this trailer. As you can see, looking down the trailer, we would run into those drums. So I've actually got a little bit too much angle in it, which is no big deal. Okay, but what we want is some angle in the trailer, because we're going to be going that direction. So if we can set the angle up into it on our way forwards, well, then we just got rid of some of the work that we would have to do backing up. Okay, so remember, you're facing this direction. I'm turning my steering wheel to the right because I want the trailer to go to the right some. Okay? Now we're straightened up. Alright, now as you can see, we're not going to hit those drums anymore, but we want to stay as close to them as we can get, right? We can... Alright, now once we get to the point where our trailer axles are at those drums, we can kick it as hard as we want and we won't be able to run into them. Okay, it's just impossible at that point. I actually jackknifed a little bit too long there. Okay, now what we are going to do is we're going to get back out of here. I'm going to cut to it, and then we're going to do this without talking, without stopping, without anything. You're just going to watch me do it, okay? That's simple. Let's see that again in third person. I'm steering my truck to the right. Trailer's going to the right. Steering my truck to the left. Now, when I say steering my truck to the left, I mean I am moving my steering wheel to the left and the right. Okay? Moving my steering wheel to the left. Trailer's going to the left. Move my steering wheel to the right. Trailer's going to the right. Okay? Alright, so you've just decided how you're going to park it. Oh, there it is. Now I'm leaving it up to you. Alright? Using what you've learned. There she blows. Alrighty. What kind of trouble can we get in around here? Okay, guys. We're back. Now, if you remember over there, far in the middle of the screen, that's where we're supposed to park the trailer. But it just so turns out, we've picked the trailer up from here, and they want us to park it right there. See that drainage grate thing right there? In between the kind of where my mirror is going, we're gonna park it right in there. Okay, over on the right, top right side of the screen. Okay, look what room we got to work with. So here we go. Now, we know we need to get our trailer pointed in that slot, right? Okay, so we're fairly aimed at it. I'm pretty sure we can do this. Now remember what I told you, since we're going to be turning that direction, or regardless, whichever direction you're going to turn, you need to get your trailer as close to the apex of the turn as you can. Okay? Which means we need, if we're facing this direction, you have no idea what you're doing, we need the back of our trailer to go to the left, so we are going to steer to the left. Okay? We'll straighten her up. And remember, once your tandems get to the corner, you can start steering again as hard as you want. Now, are we going to hit anything over there? Looks like we're going to be okay. But we want to get it in the middle, right? So you'll remember this kind of lots of steering input, but not very much forwards and backwards. Because what we're doing, as you can see our trailer, it's not really moving that much. Alright, and there we did. We did it. We moved it from there, up through there, and backed it into here. Okay? Now, can we move it from here and see that white garage door right above that white Connex box? It's got 6 little windows. Can we go from here to over there? Well, yeah, man, there's a million ways that we could do it at this point. Hell, if we wanted to, we could drive out the driveway, go around through that driveway, come up straight through here, and then back it in. But we're not going to do that. Okay, let's see if we can do this using the least amount of room as we can. What we're going to do is we're going to drive it right over there. We're going to get close to the edge of that building. We're going to spin this puppy around and we're going to back it right in. Now, I don't really want my trailer tandems to move forwards or backwards, right? So if you remember, as long as we keep this thing a 90-degree angle to the trailer, they're going to just pivot around in a circle, right? See, we're at 90 degrees. See how they're just kind of spinning around? And there it is. Look at these trailers to spin, or these tires to spin. Look at them go. Full-time power divider, right? So I guess this thing's got the power divider locked in all the time. And the differentials. So anyway, you gotta have a little fun, right? I guess you could say it's kind of realistic if I was a pissed off truck driver that was sick of my job. Alright guys, what do you say we park this load? Here's what we did. We came in from that driveway, we see we need to park it there, right? So many options. You guys should see so many options at this point. I mean, these parking lots are your playground. So anyway, good looking truck and trailer. It's got a little bit less tread on the rear tires than it had when we started, but that's what happens when you're a big company and you'll just pay anybody to haul your stuff around. Anybody being the First Crew Incorporated. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. Remember, when you're facing your truck like this, you can do it, guys. You want the trailer to go to the right? You steer your keyboard controls, mouse, steering wheel, whatever, to the right. You want it to go to the left? You do everything to the left. Okay, don't worry about what direction your truck is going, what direction your wheels are going. If you want your trailer to go to the left, just turn to the left. You want it to go to the right, turn to the right. It's that simple. Use small increments until you get used to it. Don't go very fast. You know, cut the wheel the direction you need to cut it, back up some. If you like it, keep going, straighten it out, follow the trailer, get under the trailer, all the stuff that you learned in the first video. And keep trying until you get it. Man, it's nothing but a little bit of learning and a little bit of practice standing in your way to be able to back up trailers and, you know, go around and have fun backing them up however the heck you please. I mean, man, there's so many different ways you can park these trailers. You can do it easy, hard, you can role play, you can come in here and do 10 donuts and then park it in the dark with no headlights in the rain, whatever you want to do. And look, we had a couple guys watching us. That guy right there, he's standing there pretending to work. So I guess the forklift driver went to take a piss and never came back. So I don't remember running over anybody. Anyway, take it easy. If you guys want any more tutorials like this, let me know. Otherwise, we're probably going to start the instructional videos. And we're going to learn about how engines work and the first diesel and how they evolved and the difference between 2-strokes and 4-strokes. And we'll start with the basics, get you guys up to speed, go into slightly more advanced topics so that when you're talking about and reading about these things on the forums, you don't feel like it's a foreign language, okay? All this stuff needs to be accessible to everybody. I mean, there is nothing magical going on underneath the hood or underneath the cab or in between the frame on any of these trucks. It's just a whole bunch of pieces of steel molded and cut into different sized pieces and shapes working together to make this thing move forwards and backwards. Okay, there is nothing magical about it. Unless you're driving a Cummins, then that is all magic, baby. So, or unless you're driving a Cat, then if it'll actually start and run, there's definitely got to be some kind of sorcery behind that one. Anyway, take her easy.